Inaonekana. A very good evening. We are linking up with you again for another a very exciting segment here at Mofo TV. This is Ongo Show. I'm Vincent Okinda. For another time, we are coming live from our studios here located in Nairobi. We want to give you matter sport. We want to educate you. We want to give you some highlights about what is happening in the world of sports. Remember, there's a lot more, of course, in this segment, because we get to give you what is trending in the matter of sports. Talk of Champions League, talk of maybe the local football, international football, athletics, rugby, and all those, golf, all are included. Yeah. But before we go, I'll move on to the next stage. Keep us going, keep us moving. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the link, invite your friends so that they can join us and join the big team of Mofo TV, because it is the fastest growing channel right now in Kenya and its borders. Join us. Feel free. Let us know what you feel about the world of sports at the comment section, and everything will be good. So kama hauja subscribe hapo chini, share, karibisha wenzako kidogo pia wajoin sisi tukue wanafamilia wa Mofo TV, because we are your passport to adventure. And now, without wasting a lot of time, I will jump into our first topic of discussion. And as you know, we've had the African Cup of Nations that has been going on, and people have mainly forgotten about the under-20 AFCON, under-20 African Cup of Nations. Yeah, because you find it like watu wengi wanajuanga like what is trending much in the world of maybe AFCON ikikuja to those bigger stages. Like we have under 20, and these has just came to sensation when the under 20 the Kenyan team is doing good, and you find it like nobody wants to miss those games, because these young lads are making Kenya proud, raising our bar so high and making football enjoyable under their coach, that is Salim Babu. And the under 20 AFCON will be held in Egypt. Initially was to be held in Cote d'Ivoire, but they withdrew, and then they say like they're not in a position to hold it, to get it well, so they withdrew. And whatever they did, they just maybe said they responded in a letter to CAF, and then wakawambia niaje, sisi hatuko sawa, we are not ready, we cannot go on with this. So the opportunity, or rather the chance, was given to Egypt, who will now be holding the tournament starting April this month. I think likely next week, that is it, until May 18th. In under 27th April, and then in 18th the next month ya mwezi wa tano. So that is it for AFCON under 20, and itakuwa inaanza at a point like anasema like their players have been called to the camp, and of course you find it like the Harambee Stars, or rather the junior, acha tunaita Harambee Stars under 20, they have been making Kenya so proud. So you find it like this tournament ilianzishwa 1979. It is not also sio mgeni sana, unlike AFCON ilianzishwa back then 1950s, ilianzishwa 1979, and it has been going. At the history of the tournament, Nigeria have more maybe trophies. They've won several of them, around 7 trophies. And the current champion, that is Senegal. And as you can see, my director has displayed there on our screen, as you can see there. There are players who were called to the national team by Salim Babu. Of course, for the first time tulipata like mtu kama Ibrahim Wanzala atakuwa nakosa hiyo national team, maybe for the last time, because he's likely going to turn 21 years and beyond. So atakuwa nakosa very maiden opportunity ya to represent the Kenyan flag during this campaign in Egypt. So you look at that stage, those are some of the good players when you're hapo kwa stage, and then unapata like Ibrahim Wanzala hayuko, for the very maybe first time unapata like their names zimeingia hapa hivi hazikuwa. Mtu kama Kelly Madada atakuwa pia na link up, anachezea Leopard. Of course he has the experience of the senior national team in this FKF league. So atakuwa na link up hivyo. Unapata Hassan Beija pia atakuwa anaongoza pale hivyo kwa striking force kuweza kuleta hiyo force. But now I want to look at one player, call him Baron Ochieng. This is a one and outstanding player mwenye ameonyesha the zeal He has shown the zeal, like he wants to fight for the national flag. I remember juzi when the president of Republic, that is William Samoei Ruto, was handing over the flag. I think he admired his zeal, you know, the hunger in our mabuzi wako nayo. Look at Kina Wangaya, Kevin Wangaya. Yes, currently he's unattached, but you look at him, there are players that are so promising. These are young talent that are so promising. When they link up with the likes of Kina Aldrin Kibet, Kina Humphrey Aroko, you find like these people, these young lads are so mentally prepared and they want to bring back the lost glory. We have to go back to the days when you unapata Kenya inapiga hata Togo, Kenya inapiga Gabon. Gabon imekuja juzi hapa Kenya World Cup qualify ikatupiga 2-1. Yes, maybe they have great talents. The talk of Aubameyang, but Kenya used to be known like home games was. It was a theater of dream. Talk of Alex Ferguson alikuwa anasema like theater of dream kifika pale ni pale Old Trafford. So on screen that is maybe a list of players that who have been called, and watakuwa, I think they have been playing several friendly games. They played against Tusker, they lost 2-1. They played against Kenya Police, they drew 1-1. They played a good number of games for preparation. They have left. They'll go have some international friendlies maybe currently possibly at the end of the week, and then watakuwa wanaenda moja kwa moja hadi kule Cairo. So president promised the under-20s, aliwaambia like niaje, if you qualify to the finals, I will personally come there, and we are really aiming for that, because ukiangalia like boys, they are really determined. They have shown us who they are. A big shout out to coach Salim Babu, who has been a great talent, maybe a sport out. He's been on the run each and every time kutoka apatio national maybe call up ya kukuwa representative wa Kenya under 20. Salim Babu has been doing a good job, and I have no doubt players ni wengi. We have a lot of talents. Yes, I don't know what you think, but Ibrahim Wanzala and the likes of maybe good names in tumezizoea, they are not going to be in this tournament, and I really don't know what you think. But what I know is the one, hata ukue nani, we have great talents in the Republic of Kenya. You can't choose all these players to represent the Republic of Kenya like at a go. It's not something easy. What should be understood is these are young players. They have a lot of talents. They have a lot of capability. But at the end of the day, as a coach, what do you do? So we believe that our players were leadwa. Of course, Baron Oshing was the one who's handed the flag. He'll be leading the Kenya national team. He'll be fighting with all that zeal, because akicheza pale Sofapaka, tumeona hata coach Matano alikuwa anampatia nafasi pia. Amengezeke la kuana the interim. Unapatanga pia bado anampatia chance, because these are young lad. He has said on interviews like, I am playing because of maybe the background that have come in. So speaking of that, I see my director doing a good job. Call him Jesse Julius now. Today sitting on the production side. Aboge Silas Dalmas sitting on the fourth official chair, now making sure the program are running well. So that is the big team at Mofo TV. On your screen, ukiangalia hapa hivi kuna groups tatu. The tournament consists of 13 teams. That is why you're seeing like one group, which is Group A, has 5 teams. And you look at other groups, that is Group B and Group C, they have 4 teams. So Kenya wamepatiwa Nigeria. Kumbuka Nigeria wameshinda hiki kombe mara 7. Wakapatiwa Tunisia, wakapatiwa Morocco samahani, na wakapatiwa pia wakapatiwa Nigeria, wakapatiwa Morocco na wao wenyewe. I'll be checking to see how wengine, I think ndakuwa na kuangalia hao wengine ni Tunisia. So these are 2 Arab nations, and with one Africa, of course, maybe African nation, that is Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria have won it severally, more than any other nation in when it comes to under 20. The current reigning champion ni Senegal. Senegal have been performing well. Look at how they performed during the AFCON in 2021 and in the previous tournament. They have really a good number of young players that are so promising. So ukiangalia kina Sadio Mane wakitoka kule Bambali, they call it Bambali. They have a very big national academy where they incorporate these talents. I believe for this national call-up, players come hapa Kenya hawajatoka maybe to the various countries. Most of those players wametoka the national academy of Senegal, and they are going to make sure that they are going to defend this. It is a team to beat, being the current champions of the under 20 AFCON. So looking at Group B, yenye Kenya wamekaa, we have Nigeria, so well and well informed about this tournament. We have Tunisia, and then we have Morocco. So Morocco, kumbuka Mohammed the Sixth ama Mohammed the Five is a very big academy where Morocco sport their talents, they harbor their talent from there, and then they give it to the world. So it's not a group like Trezangalia to say like we are good. But I'm looking at the bigger picture is this one. Does Harambee Stars has the potential ya go through? Tell me in the comment section. Niambie like unafikiriaje Harambee Stars wako na nafasi ama under 20 wako na nafasi ya kuenda through hii group B. We have Nigeria, as I've told you, Tunisia, Kenya and Morocco. Morocco, they have a national academy where in the previous regime tuliona Ababu na Mwamba alienda kufanya alienda like ile benchmarking. They went to see like how are Morocco maybe managing to do their sporting of the nation of the talents, and then grouping them together to benefit the nation. And that is what has been the main and the biggest key factor that has been leading and making sure that Morocco has been prospering. I don't know kama director anaweza nileta group A because that is the also group yenye iko na teams zenye we can't just look down and then say like tutaziogopa sana. Sijui director atakuwa kama bado anaiangalia, kama bado anaileta. So tell me in the comment section, what do you think about maybe group B, where Kenya lies together with Tunisia, Morocco and Nigeria? Are we having the potential, the boys have that appetite, that zeal to make sure that we are going beyond there? And if at all we don't have, what can we do to make sure that we are making it to the next levels, that make sure that tunafika finali, so that Orezo Daktari William Samoei Ruto afike kule Egypt mazee, tumuone pia ameka kwa stands anaangalia national team vile itakuwa inafanya nini, inacheza. To the group A, talk of the hosts watakuwa ni Egypt, and then we also have Zambia, we have Sierra Leone, and then we have South Africa. Egypt, Zambia, Sierra Leone, and South Africa. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Like, whom do you think is going to have that capability of also going beyond there and going beyond there? And then direction aleta vizuri, Tanzania are also inclusive of Group A. So that is a group that contains 5 teams. Remember, the tournament has 13 teams. So Egypt wako hiyo Group A, Zambia wako hiyo Group A, Tanzania wako hiyo Group A, Sierra Leone wako hiyo Group A, and South Africa are also in. Tell me, what do you think? Does Tanzania, which have maybe also capability of going beyond the group stages and advancing to the next quarter finals, wakienda mbele, niambie ni nani ambao unafikiria atakuwa anapita? Talking about Tanzania, maybe just something a little to put to add on. The league has been praised so much, like it's doing good currently in East Africa. But now the problem with Tanzania is they have more of international players who are participating in their league more than the local players. It is a factor to consider because unapatanga when those players are coming, let's talk of maybe Stefan Aziziki, Cleotas Chota Chama, like name them, all those players. Wakikuja, wana open the gates. Those players who are playing maybe outer leagues, like mchezaji anacheza hapa Kenya, the NSL. Atataka niaje, pemi nataka kuingia Tanzania nicheze kama Duke Abuya anacheza kule Yanga. So it is a threat because unapatanga the local talents hazipati ile a lot of limelight, hazipati a lot of maybe an exposure that is so required. So we are going to face are they going to face it easy during this tournament, or they're going to have some difficult time? Now that is Group A and that is Group B. Moving on to Group C, I think it's also carrying a lot of maybe teams. It's carrying the champion, the former champions of the previous edition, that is Senegal. It's also carrying Central African Republic. It's also carrying the Central African Republic. And then it is also carrying the DRC Congo and then Ghana. In this group, Senegal is a team to beat because many know how Senegal are talented. Look at how maybe like Ilmin Diaye, Guiras, like all those maybe young talents in Senegal under Aliou Cisse, they have been trying to incorporate into the national team. Aliou Cisse alikuwa coach wa Senegal before he retired, before maybe he aliacha job, alikuwa coach kwa 2016. And all that time, having known the real deal of being in this game, he understood the mantle. Alikuwa kapi wa Senegal back then in 2002. Senegal wakijaribu wakishinda of course AFCON 2002, and then they were doing also good in the World Cup by that time. So Aliou Cisse understood the mantle because he started building the structures I normally see many people try to link Boniface Ambani with maybe this kind of strategies Aliusis alikuwa anatumia, because looking at Boni Ambani hapa Kenya, he was a coach that alikuwa anajenga zile strategies. Unapata like kama Austin Odhiambo alitoka kwa mikono yake Academy FC Leopard. Unapata kina Casey Odhiambo, Levis Bandi, ni good players ambao wametoka kwa ile strategy ya kubuild young talents in an academy. So Aliusisa alikuwa anajenga the same strategy akijua ni aje ama boys watakuwa the national flag bearer. So it reached a point where I'll want them to maybe help me carry on this flag. So what I know, it is this one. Aliusisa had laid the foundation. Whichever the coach came in, he has it easy. And then Senegal, having built a national, maybe a portfolio, a national academy, they have a place to go and fish those young talents. So hii tournament nimekuambia, ukiangalia Senegal na Ghana, they'll be highly praised, ama they'll highly be given an opportunity ya kukua like the winners, because you find like they know when it comes to African football, you can't talk of African football without Senegal. You can't talk about African football without Ghana, and also inclusive of DRC Congo. Central Republic also included. So what I'm just saying here is clear. I don't know what is your view, but tell me in the comment section. What do you think? Are Senegal going to have it easy in Group C and are making it beyond that group, going all the way to the finals to contend like watakuwa naenda kutetea kikombe ambao walishinda last year, ama Ghana can also emerge as the black cards of this tournament. So that is it about the African Cup of Nations for under 20s. Is a tournament that started all the way in 1979. So it's not a tournament that was just born yesterday. It is giving an opportunity, just like Chan, is giving an opportunity to these young talents to expose themselves, of course, to give themselves an opportunity to merit, of course. These are young talent. Under 20 Kimpatia, he has a lifetime in football. So I believe like the Kenyan maybe squad, which was named by Sadim Babu, will have an opportunity ya kupeleka Orezo kule Egypt. Tell me in the comment section. And remember, that is the segment for the AFCON under 20 in under 27th, and then inaisha tarehe 18. That is when the final will be played in Cairo, Egypt. Before you continue, remember subscribing. If kama wewe ni mgeni umetujoin, kama wewe like maybe you're watching from wherever you are, give us maybe your thought about maybe the AFCON under 20 ndio kwa nachezwa kule Egypt, and then yeah, give us a thought. And then I had also a question. Do you think like a nation or a republic will stop focusing on CHAN and have a big focus on the AFCON yenye itakuwa inafanyika December this year, ama CHAN has a consideration? Because I'm talking this because you understand like a CHAN ilikuwa ichezwe last year, and then it was moved all along to this year February, and then because of unpreparedness of East African countries, that is Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, it was also moved. It was again moved, to August. So do you think a lot of nations will maybe ignore the existence of CHAN and then downplay it, or rather even withdraw and give a lot of focus to the to the AFCON yenye itakuwa inachezwa December this year? Give me your maybe your feedback in the comment section. Nitakuwa naisoma live kutoka hapa studio rasmi za Mofo TV. So that is it. And because we are also trying to respect time, we are moving to the next agenda. Who doesn't want to hear this? It is all about the Champions League. Remember, we are giving you the updates. We are giving you all that is so essential for you to get to know. The Champions League is in progress. Sai timu zimefika the quarterfinal stages. And right now, we have two teams that have officially qualified for the next level, which is the semi-final level. And that is Paris Saint-Germain from France, who will be playing Paris Saint-Germain, who will be playing Barcelona from Spain. Yesterday, Paris Saint-Germain, after having won the first leg 3-1 against Aston Villa, they came back strong, and then they won it. They lost 3-2 to Aston Villa. First leg walishinda 3-1, a very comfortable win. Yesterday, Akrafio Hakimi akaweka mbele, Mendes akaongezea kidogo, lakini Aston Villa wakaletea comeback, I think an own goal from maybe that was initiated by Telsman. ika bring a different vibe. So yesterday PSG, they managed to go all the way to the semi-finals. Remember, these are champions when it comes to Ligue 1. They have already budgeted, they have already pocketed that cup. So washashida hiyo kikombe kabisa. So jana walipigwa pale Villa Park 3-2, but they're having won the first leg, it gave them an upper hand, and they have qualified all the way to the next level. But remember, one thing I want to set out in this, Aston Villa, they had a good game. But now, because of consistency, kutojua, Paris Saint-Germain is a good team. PSG is a good team, by the way. They have been in this tournament back to back. Kila saa wako ndani. So they also have a good experience, or rather maybe a good exposure or an encounter when it comes to Champions League. So consistency in our side, in Havana, that they knew where to hold when it mattered more, when it matters most. They knew where to press, and that is where they did. And then unapata walipoteza, yes, lakini they're moving on to the next level. Marquinhos, I think anaingia mwaka yake ya 11, atakuwa anaendelea pia kutafuta hiki kombe. Hajawahi ipata, they have never won it, Marquinhos, but ameshinda 10 Ligue 1 trophies. So I think for this time, having won it, having won the Ligue 1 earlier on in the previous 2 weekends, wameweka all their focus to the Champions League. We hope they are going to give a good result. To the other side, talk of Borussia Dortmund pulling a miracle. And whom are they hammering? Barcelona, a team that has won 24-25 games back to back. Wanasema Szczesny akicheza hajawahi poteza game. And I think that wasn't a matter of consideration yesterday. They lost to Borussia Dortmund 3-1. They lost at Germany 3-1 yesterday. Walipatwa off guard. Of course, one and only Sekou Guirassy scoring a hat-trick, 1 penalty, 2 goals, to make sure that even if they left the stage as giants, as champions, as people who had a fighting spirit that didn't merit. So they lost yesterday 3-1, but having won the first leg, but it was a 4-1. Paris Saint-Germain secured a good opportunity, the 4-0, of course, a goal aggregate of 5-3 to move on to the next level. So I know boys are charged and they know what they want, because having lost to Borussia Dortmund doesn't sit well with them. Kumbuka, PSG is the same team yenye imetoa Liverpool that has been doing good this season in the Premier League and in the Champions League, in other maybe FA and Carabao. But kama wame move forward na wamewatoa, it means kama PSG waliwatoa, it means they have much to offer. Aston Villa, I can't speak much about them, but what I just know, they were trying to give, unajua ukipigana na mwenda azimu hujuangi ni nini atatumia kukupiga. So I believe Aston Villa were trying to fight that kind of war. So for that, as first semi-final, we'll be seeing Paris Saint-Germain will be lining up to play against Barcelona to make sure that we are getting one maybe winner will be moving all the way to the final. So tell me, what do you think in the comment section? If Paris Saint-Germain has an opportunity to get it easy past Barcelona, or Barcelona will play tiki-taka, that will make them emerge and move on to the finals that will be played later on next month, that is April. So officially kabisa confirmed, the first semi-final, Barcelona will be playing Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain have already won the Ligue 1 the Ligue 1 trophy. Saizi wana focus kwa Champions League. Kumbuka kule La Liga, Barcelona are all leading, difference of a very few points in between them and their arch rivals, that is Real Madrid. And then nikiangalia, before I move on to today's game, of course, nikiangalia the list of top scorer, the director, that is Pablito Jesse Julius, has done it so good and appearing besides your screen. Angalia top scorer, hata kama alitoka Guirassy atakuwa anashikilia hiyo chance. By the way, he still have a chance to win it if at all the next person, who is Rafinha, won't be scoring anymore. So Guirassy has 13 goals, Rafinha has 12 goals, Lewandowski still bado wako kwa tournament, has 11 goals, and then Harry Kane still has a leg in it, has 10 goals, and of course Erling Haaland, who was earlier on maybe shown the door, has 8 goals. So if at all Rafinha and Lewandowski, Hurricane won't be scoring anymore, Sekou Guirassy, who plays for Dortmund and has been on form this season, no matter even Borussia Dortmund sitting in the lower side of the table, like just Manchester in the Premier League, I think Guirassy atakuwa na chance ya win hiyo Golden Boot year Champions League, and it will be a good sign because Borussia Dortmund have been known to produce good talents. Talk of maybe Lewandowski, talk of Erling Haaland, talk of maybe all like hizo matalents zote zimekuwa zikitoka Borussia Dortmund. So wacha tuone venye kutaenda. And then to the most awaited talk of the town, the banter of town, lies haikai mbali sana. The weight of the quarterfinals lies not far away, not even middle away or whatever it is, but it lies in between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Before we move on to this one, remember to subscribe if you've just joined and then you are new to this. Remember to subscribe because your subscription keeps us going. Hiyo ndio inatuweka mtama. Karibisha best yako, mwambie like niaje hapa hivi Mofo TV. It is a home of where all the good football analysis, all the entertainment aspects are done, and we keep you motivated, we keep you connected to the show, because hapa hivi we consider your comment, we consider your subscription, we consider everything you're gonna do, because your views matter to us. So today's topic of discussion, leo kutakuwa kubaya kwa sababu jogoo ambao labda wametokea kule London watakuwa wanaingia live katika maeneo ya Madrid kule Hispania. There have been an online banter, there have been maybe an online threat. Kumbuka president, that is Real Madrid president Florentino Perez has had it maybe all, has had it tough. The first game they played over the weekend, they'd applied that game to be played during on Saturday so that they can have an easy time, or maybe a lot of time to prepare for Arsenal. In the first game, it was played at Emirates Stadium. Nobody expected, I included, and I'm sorry, I withdraw my statement of saying like Madrid could have won it easy because of experience and how maybe they turn up to be animals when it's Champions League. I withdraw that statement. I withdraw it with a lot of maybe consideration. So Real Madrid watakuwa nakaribisha Arsenal to their stadium, that is Bernabeu. Watakuwa naenda for the second leg. As I have told you, the first leg was played at Emirates Stadium. Declan Rice pulled a miracle of 2 free kicks, akiweka Arsenal mbele, and then wakaongezea bao la 3. So leo ni siku ya ndovu kumla mwanawe, of course, because tutakuwa tunaona Madrid wakijaribu kujileta from a 3 down to pulling a miracle that will help Real Madrid fraternity to qualify to the next level. Declan Rice alifunga free kicks 2, zikawasaidia sana, wakaongezea bao 1, and then they move on to the next level. So starting maybe from the online banter, we have had it like the field, that is a modern stadium at Santiago Bernabeu. I think one of the modern stadiums we have in the world, will be now closed hours before the game goes on. It will be closed before hours before the game starts. Hii ni kuuza uoga. Remember when Manchester City were playing against Real Madrid in the group stages, the same tactic was applied and it worked, because at the end of the day, Man City never qualified to reach the higher stage of the quarterfinals. So they want to use the same tactics against Arsenal, and itakuwa inafungwa mapema. The main reason is that to harness the noise, to bring that maybe confusion back then. When the air is open, when you make noise, it goes up, maybe it disappears, a percentage of it disappears. But now hii itakuwa ina hit ile roof, ina hit kule juu, and then inarudi back, ina hit inarudi. So it can be a way of suppressing Arsenal, and then also making sure that Arsenal fans doesn't get whatever it calls for, that morale, for them to call on their players, to call on their coach, to call on the kind of energy that they can work with, and then waipeleke pale at the Santiago Bernabeu. So what I'm pretty sure is it is not a walk in the park. Pande ya Arsenal, injuries, the goddess of injuries, has tried actually to escape and then just walk aside a little. And that is a good thing, because looking at a player like Jurgen Timber, he played a very significant role in the first leg. Look at Luis Kelly. He played a very significant figure. You know, he's a young just 17, 18 years of age. They made a very significant changes to Arsenal. And I believe like Mikel Arteta is very proud of the decision he's making to make sure that he's incorporating these young talents to the senior stage, and then giving them the encounter. You can't imagine Luis Kelly is playing his first season in the senior team. That is what Mikel Arteta is known for. I remember when they were playing when he was still at Manchester City, Pep alikuwa anasema niaje, when it was Manchester City Arsenal, umse alikuwa anaingiza njeve sana mazia. Man City wakifunga, he used not to celebrate. So he is a diehard of Arsenal. Having played for them, he's a legend, of course. So squad-wise, Saka is good. I think Partey pia alicheza a very significant role. Atakuwa ako on vibaya sana. Calafiori was back in the training. I believe kama atakuwa fit, it will be a boost to them. Merino, who scored a third goal in the winning side on the winning side, on the winning first leg, atakuwa pia ako on vibaya sana. And yeah, they'll maybe miss, I don't know, Kai Havertz was also confirmed back and in training, ready to face the Real Madrid. And he has an experience what it takes to play against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So I believe squad-wise, Arsenal are best. When it comes maybe to the other counterpart, that is Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinicius, they are in. They are going to be very in and very ready to make sure that they're going to suppress Arsenal. The player, a very significant player that mwenye atakuwa nakosa hii game ni Camavinga, who just scored a game over the weekend, or a goal over the weekend that it was so crucial, earning them 3 points to move them closer to the La Liga title. So Camavinga atakuwa nakosa hii game, together with all the kind of injuries zinakumba Real Madrid. Speak of players kina Carvajal hawajarudi pia, so it is not a walk in the park. So we really just don't know which kind of formation that is the Don Carlos atakuwa anatumia, because unapata like a player like in Chouameni, they have had maybe different playing positions. They have been brought to the position that is not theirs, just to fit the situation and to fight for the team. So I believe like today, it's a day where we need to see who is Don Carlos when it matters most. He said earlier on, when Madrid were not performing well in the group stages, he said, we will be there in the finals. Tutakuwa hapo kwa finali, whether we are doing good or not. And they have struggled all through to make sure that they are here. And then today, it calls for that the 12th man, who their fan at the Santiago Bernabeu, tuone atakuwa anafanya nini. So, squad-wise, that is the preparation. I believe other players, Luka Modric, wote wako fiti, Valverde watakuwa best kabisa kuenda na hiyo stage. So, that is it for squad preparation. And then now expectation. I told you in the last episode, I think it was in the episode 2, if I've not, episode 2 of the On Goal show. The last time Arsenal had played Real Madrid before the first leg of this 2025 edition, it was back then in 2006. That is when Thierry Henry scored a winning goal for the winning goal, of course, for Arsenal, and then they won it at Santiago Bernabeu. By that time, kumbuka ilikuwa inaitwa Galacticos mazee. Kulikuwa na wachezaji kina Ronaldo, kulikuwa na all sort of maybe the talents in the world, but Arsenal managed to do a miracle. They're also trying to pull a miracle tonight, because Sunday on the dot, it will be Arsenal against Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu. They have said, and then players have also admitted, like we really need to use the first 15 or 20 minutes to make sure that we are making a decision, a bold decision towards the remaining minutes of the game. So, sijui kama watakuwa wanatumia the first 15-20 minutes kufunga hizi mabao so that wajirudishe game, ama watakuwa wanatumia hizi first 15 minutes to defend, so that Arsenal wasipate a lot of opportunities and mambo iende. So, tell me in the comment section, what do you think about Arsenal turning up for Real Madrid against Real Madrid in Santiago Bernabeu, a modern field, a modern stadium, where I've been told like hours before, hiyo study itakuwa inafanya nini, itakuwa inafungwa, so that players and the Real Madrid players and fans can get an opportunity to suppress the guest, who is Arsenal. And also maybe just to mention, Arsenal have been doing this without a major striker. So the boost of maybe the availability of Odegaard, Partey, and Declan Rice in the midfield, and of course maybe the wing side watakuwa expect huyo Trossard atakuwa anafanya fiti, of course sijui kama atakuwa anaanzishwa, because I saw over the weekend game walitoka draw against Brentford, the nani alicheza yote anaitwa the Belgian born Trossard alicheza game full. So that is it. So my take on Real Madrid against Arsenal: the game will be won at the midfield. The game will be won at the midfield, just as it was in the first leg. The game was won at the midfield. Partey alileta a very clinical Partey that we used to see at Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone. So the game will be won at the midfield. How you stand at your midfield? Because Madrid have no good defense. Because huwezi tegemea Alaba amekuwa nje for David Alaba amekuwa nje for injuries for a good while, and then akuja team up na Rudiger, like they're going to give you a good show. They are going to play to be very clinical offensively, yes, by use of Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, to make sure that they are suppressing the opponent. But now the game is going to be won at the midfield in a manner that ukiangalia Arsenal wanakuletea Rice, wanakuletea Partey na wanakuletea Odegaard. These are very experienced, 3-4 seasons playing together. They know what it takes to win. Looking at Real Madrid, wanaweza kuanzisha hata Lucas Modric, the captain himself, akuje a team up maybe na kina Valverde, aone like game itakuwaje, na Jude Bellingham of course, like tuone game itakuwaje. So what I know, the game is going to be won at the midfield, and how clinical you are and how maybe supplying of the ball you are at your midfield, that is how the game is going to be won. That's it. Ikikuja defense, Arsenal are good because I believe like Saliba yuko best, and then kina Trossard, kina Timber of course wako on form. They are on maze to make sure that they are fighting this. So tell me in the comment section. The show is On Goal Show. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Real Madrid, are they going to have it easy against Arsenal, or Arsenal are just going to defend and make sure that they're sending the Champions League giants home tonight? It will be a miracle, of course, and we expect much from them. Mbappe, I think, will be a player to watch tonight. If at all, Arsenal defense haitakuwa na kafiti. Kylian Mbappe is a player to watch tonight because he didn't have a good game in the first leg. Of course, Pia Vinicius hakuwa na good game in the first leg because there were a lot of maybe like Lewis Skelly of course alikuwa amemkalia mbaya sana, and then hapo katikati Saliba naye akamweka Mbappe on, akasema ni aje buda, ulitoka PSG, ulitoka bure nini, the most maybe promising talent, but hautapita venye unafikiria. So big shout out to Arteta, of course, maybe incorporating young talents and making sure that he's giving them those steady fast close to make sure that they're fighting for the badge. Tell me what do you think. Kumbuka hii ni On Goal Show mtazamaji. This is On Goal Show. Tell me what do you think in the comment section. What do you think? Are Arsenal going to win it, or maybe Real Madrid are going to pull a miracle to make sure that they're sending Arsenal, who have never won this trophy in their entire life, any day, anytime, they have never won it. So kama Arsenal wataqualify kuingia semis, we'll have 4 teams, of course 2 teams zenye hazijui what it takes to win a Champions League. But as I told you earlier on, Arsenal, PSG are in, Barcelona are in. Barcelona have won it several times, 5, 6 times. But ukikuja pande ya PSG, they are yet to see how a Champions League trophy looks like in Paris. Now to the final game of the day. To the final game of the day in the quarter-final Champions League. We are talking about Inter Milan welcoming Bayern Munich. We are talking about Inter Milan welcoming Bayern Munich. If you remember in the second episode of the On Goal Show, I told you that Inter Milan is not a team to ignore. This is a team that is fighting for Italia Serie A. But at the same time, they are fighting for an opportunity to win this Champions League. Because since 2010, since Mourinho wapatie kikombe, haijawahi rudi huko tena. So they are going to make sure that they are going to fight whatever it takes to make sure that they are pulling down the boat, the Bayern Munich boat, and moving on forward to make sure that wanaenda hadi finali hii kitu hawachi. So in the first leg, Inter Milan walishinda 2-1, of course, courtesy of the winning goal from Lautaro Martinez. Alifunga bao ambao labda iliwapatia an upper hand Inter Milan. And I think tonight, Pia, he's still a man to watch, being the captain of the team and having played a very vital role last season. Lautaro Martinez is a player to watch tonight. He makes a difference when it comes to Inter Milan. He makes a difference when it comes to the Argentina team. So Lautaro Martinez, of course, atakuwa a player to watch. Remember, there was maybe a good allegation like last season Maze boys alinyimwa Ballon d'Or kwa sababu alikuwa ameshinda domestic na pia international trophies, lakini kijana akafanya nini? Akanyimwa international because they had won maybe Coppa Italia. They had won maybe kikombe ya South America, maybe the South American trophy. They had won it in front of Paraguay, Uruguay, Colombia, Brazil, and all those teams. So alikuwa nasema Lautaro Martinez alifunga bao ya pili ambao ilisaidia vijana wa Inter Milan kushinda kule Germany. And now Vincent Kompany is traveling and has already traveled, ready, settled, and prepared to play in Italy. Where's now my take? My take is this one. You look at Bayern Munich, they are going to miss Musiala, Yamal Musiala. They are going to miss Upamecano. They are going to miss Manuel Neuer. They are going to miss the most admired player by maybe Real Madrid. Like wanaenda kumiss au ma players wote. Unaelewa? So wakienda kumiss au ma player wote inamaanisha like the team is not intact. And remember, this is the second season ya nani? Ya Vincent Kompany. He is not maybe that much experienced. Hana experience sana ya maybe as a coach in the Champions League. Yes, he might have that experience from Manchester City. But missing Yamal Musiala, who has been having a good connection with Harry Kane, to make sure, like the partnership has been so crucial to making sure that Bayern Munich wamekuwa kifunga mabao. So wanaenda kumkosa tena for a second leg. I said it in the first leg that missing Musiala is very, very is a big puncture to the whole maybe boat ya Bayern Munich. So wanaenda kukosa Yamal Musiala, na wakimkosa hivyo, kumbuka partnership yake na Harry Kane haijakuwa yani mtu anaweza akafanya nini? Anaweza akaignore ama mtu anaweza akabeza kwa Kiswahili wanasema. So it is going to be maybe a threat also, because if at all they miss Musiala, they miss Alphonso Davies, they miss Upamecano, they miss Manuel Neuer, hiyo ni kama the legendary side, because watakuwa tu na maybe Thomas Muller, who is playing his last season of course. So I think it is a big blow to Vincent Kompany. And then here is where we need to see a miracle. The 11th decision, the 12th decision of a coach. Even if you have experience or not, we need to see you pulling a miracle and making sure that you are performing well against Inter Milan. Tukienda kwa Inter Milan, unapata like this is a very solid squad. And I always say like Inter Milan, they represent Italy. Italian football is more of defense more than anything somebody thinks. Talk of maybe Gennaro Gattuso, talk of maybe Kina Chiellini, talk of Kina Bonucci, you know, talk of all those maybe defenders. Then when you are shy to in the history of football, the whole majority come from Italy. So what I truly mean is more of defending. Understand? So wakiwa na wachezaji kama kina Demarco, this is Italy. They know like we want this. Since 2010, we don't know the appearance of a Champions League trophy. So they are going to make sure they are going to beat Bayern Munich. My take, before I give maybe I give you an opportunity to give me your take in the comment section, Inter Milan are going to win this game. Whether it's an ugly win, whether it's a super smart win, Inter Milan are going to win this game. And I have no doubt like Inter Milan are going to win to face a winner in between Arsenal and Real Madrid to the next level, which is the semi-finals. Bayern Munich pulling a miracle, I don't just expect. So the preparedness from the Italian side, that is Inter Milan, all the way from their goalkeeper Jan Sommer to Lautaro Martinez, I believe it is all about clearing and forwarding for the sake of Bayern Munich, for the sake of Inter Milan. And I have no doubt. I am not like mini fan of Inter Milan. Of course, maybe lakini kunaweza kuwa na affiliation, lakini what I really know is one, Inter Milan have a stronger muscle to fight against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich si ile Bayern Munich kwa kitambo bana. Unasikia kina Ribery, kina Arjen Robben. Ukisikia hiyo ni timu inakaa kucheza na wewe, unatoka. Kina Muller wakiwa on form. It wasn't a team. So tell me what you think. The show is on Go Show. Tell me what you think about today's prediction. I've asked you about Arsenal against Real Madrid. I've not given out my prediction because it is an open-ended game. Having maybe told you like the game is going to be won and the preparedness of the how the team is going to be offensively. So the clinicality of a team either between Real Madrid and Arsenal, vile mtu atakuwa clinical even venye utashinda. For the side of Bayern Munich against Italian side, that is Inter Milan, I believe like Inter Milan have an upper hand to win tonight's game. So that is it from the On Goal show today. Of course, sidhani kama maybe there's a major update because nikienda through, I don't see if there is a major update from the sporty world. So I tend to believe like we are going to stop there. We are going to stop there and wait as we go into the night, the night that Arsenal are going to answer some question at Santiago Bernabeu, the night that the mighty Bayern Munich, the legend themselves, they are going to answer some question at San Siro in Italy. So yeah, that is it. Tell me what you think. That is the prediction, and I think we will be watching and following to make sure that who predicts right, we're keeping in touch and we're keeping connected. I think nitakuwa naachia hapo for the sake of today. Until tomorrow when you're linking up in another episode. Yeah, behind the camera has been the one and only Collins and the production team all along, from the graphics, the whole maybe the good voice you're getting, and all the preparedness of the today's show has been graced by one and only Pablito Jesse Julius Double BJ mwenyewe anapenda kujiita, ukipenda muite, ambao amekuwa nyuma ya production room. He has held the whole house on his shoulders and making sure that you're getting the right and the quality graphics you've been getting, without forgetting one and only one, the general director anaitwa Aboge ama Silas Dalmas, who has been a fourth official today. And of course, maybe your one and only Vincent Okinda, who has been the captain of the show. That is it from the On Goal show. Until we meet tomorrow, God bless you. Keep subscribing. Keep us going by liking and sharing our channel. Until next time, goodbye.